What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with the physique update of Shaun, the giant killer, just shy of 200 pounds and trying to recover from a long season of prepping and competing. So even during that recovery phase, he looks very big and very round. And Shaun is one of those guys who is a perfect definition of maximizing your frame with as much muscle as you possibly can. The man is packed with muscles on top of muscles. But does anyone else think that him doing the Arnold in the men's open class, that just wasn't needed at all? So the man is 5'2", and the amount of muscle mass that he has been carrying for a long time now, it does affect your organs. And do not forget that he is 42 years old and he has been competing for more than a decade now. And this is the time to be a lot more careful, especially in terms of your health and what kind of consequences there would be from prepping and competing and using the PEDs for all these years to be one of the best in the world, which by the way are all the things necessary to be the best in the world in the sport of bodybuilding. So Shaun placed top 7 at the Arnold this year behind Hakeem Williams, which is great, but I do not think he got anything in terms of the prize money, and all he did there was a very long prep. So right now he's just trying to recover from all of that before he flips the switch for the upcoming off-season. Now Shaun, as a former 212 Olympia champion, he kind of finds himself in a very difficult spot. He isn't beating a guy like Keon Pearson, no matter what he does. That is just the reality of it. In fact, his last Olympia package, that was so vulnerable that many people out there, they had Angel Calderon in second place instead of Shaun. Now all that being said, Shaun's legacy as the giant killer, that has already been cemented. And this year we shall see whether he can retain that second place at the Olympia in the 212 or not. Guys, Hosstile just dropped some new merchandise, and Mr. Olympia Signature Series, that is also live, and all the supplements, they are also tagged in this video. So use the code Fazi10 to get 10% extra discount. Next up we have 6.5 weeks of physique update from Josema Beast, aka Jose Manuel, the best 22 years old classic physique competitor on the scene right now, and his statistics, they speak for themselves. I mean, the man got 2 Pro Show wins in his rookie year, and not just that, a top 6 finish at his classic physique Olympia debut. He certainly had one of the best rookie years in this division, but does he look very shredded and way too ripped for 6.5 weeks out? Most definitely yes, but his preps, they have always been this way. And people need to understand, he switched from the men's open bodybuilding to classic physique, a smaller division, and his body most likely wants to grow. It wants to get bigger because he was already pretty massive when he made his pro debut in the men's open. And the fact is, he's so young, so his body must be striving for a lot of food. So all Josema is doing is restricting his body from growing, from getting bigger. And that is why you will always find him looking extremely lean and very ripped throughout the year, even in the off-season, because the thing is he has to stay within that striking range of his weight cap. So this definitely is one of the best bags in classic physique division right now. I mean, this is the best bag you will ever see on a guy who is just 23 years old. And that conditioning, that is what makes Josema Beast so damn dangerous on the stage, even against the top guys. So the question is he good enough to beat a guy like Terence Ruffin? Well, I'm gonna say unlikely, as Terence we have been watching in the recent past, that physique is more filled out, very muscular, very massive, and he has more room to grow. So Josema wins the conditioning aspect, the conditioning battle. But it doesn't matter how a certain athlete looks like 6 weeks out of the show. What matters is how they look like on the stage for those 30 minutes. Nevertheless, the last time Terence did the Olympia, he was 5th. So this is gonna be a very interesting battle, as Jose Manuel was top 6 last year. Next up we have an update from Justin Shire, one of the most anticipated comebacks in the men's open bodybuilding this year, as he took the whole year off last year after a disappointing Miss Olympia debut for him back in 2023. So this time he posted a weak shot, or I'm gonna say his weakest shot, the back double biceps, and this one is from today. And just because he's still carrying a lot of body fat, It's kind of impossible at this point to really determine or to tell how much improvements he has been able to make in his posterior chain, or whether or not he was able to bring up a weak body part, a stubborn body part, in this past 1 year. Now, I would like to think that he must have made some good improvements, even in that aspect, even from the back. Because if we look at his physique transformation, especially how his back evolved from his amateur days to the time when he turned pro, and from the time he turned pro to the time he made his pro debut, there were some major changes in his physique. And considering he invested more than 1 year bringing his back up this time, there will definitely be some visible improvements. So other than the back, Justin Shire is just a perfect bodybuilder. He has those amazing genetics, great shape, he has one of the best arms in the game. And not just that, he has big legs, great sweeping quads, and couple that with a very tiny baseline and that impressive vacuum. That makes him a very unique individual in the men's open class. I mean, there is a reason that judges gave him the first place at Chicago Pro back in 2023 at his pro debut, despite the fact that he wasn't in the best condition among those top 3 guys. So I think Chicago Pro this year might also be on his schedule, although he hasn't confirmed it just yet. So the last time he competed, he was working with Matt Jensen. And Matt, we all know, has retired from the coaching scene, so he wasn't exactly on for the Olympia last time. But we do not know whether it would have really mattered, even if he was 100% on. The fact of the matter is, Justin needed more back, especially in a deep lineup like the Olympia. So let's see what kind of a package he brings this time around, and how much improved back will we see on him in 2025. Guys, Gorilla Wear is offering a massive discount of up to 70% right now. Use the code Fazi10 to get 10% extra discount. Next up, we have an update from Rafael. So he never had the reputation of being the biggest guy in the men's open bodybuilding. And you can see from his diet and his meals right now that he's eating way less amount of protein, even for himself, than he normally does. And he's eating way less compared to some of these other guys. And that is why he looks noticeably smaller in all of these updates. And that is simply because of the fact he wants to make sure his digestion is in check, his gut health is 100%, before he starts pounding in tons and tons of food again. So for the people who do not know, Rafael was advised by the doctors to reduce the amount of protein to fix his stomach issue, and that could take months. Now, I kind of feel bad for him, because the whole point of doing a show right after the Olympia last year, that was to get an early Olympia qualification, and then just utilize this whole year ahead to put on some muscle and be bigger than last time. So Rafael was top 8 at the Olympia last year, and as crazy as this sounds, Rafael Brandao has been competing as a pro since 2017, and the feedback that he's been getting from the judges, that has been the same after every single show, that he needs to bring more size, more mass to the stage. Now there is something that we all noticed last year, was that Rafael Brandao, he did not get better. As the 2024 season progressed, he kind of hit his peak at the Arnold 2024. That package, that look was absolutely perfect for him. And even though he then took a lot of time off, after the Arnold Brazil, he just did not improve at any of the other shows. At the Olympia, he just wasn't as crisp as he was at the Arnold. And when he finally nailed it, in the post-Olympia tour in Romania, he was just way too downsized. But still, this goes without saying that Rafael Brandao is a top 7 to top 9 Olympian on any given day, no matter the lineup. He has such a beautiful physique, such amazing shape, and judges really like him. So let's see how long it takes for him to fully recover from this setback. Next up, we have an update from the former 4-time men's physique Olympia champion, Jeremy Bondale. So this might be the second or the third time he has posted something similar to this one, that because of his travel commitments, he has lost weight, and his schedule doesn't allow him to be a bodybuilder every single day. And this just goes to show us that his heart just isn't into it anymore, into competing. Especially the way it was years ago, when he was winning all those Miss Olympias, when he was the reigning champion. So once again he confirmed that this is his last time. His fans are gonna see him grace the stage, maybe at the Olympia this year. And with the way the men's physique and the whole division has evolved, there is just no way he can return and beat all the best men's physique guys in the world. especially with the mindset that he currently has. So growing his business, that at the moment that is his biggest priority. Since he has a family now, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. But this wasn't the mindset that Jeremy had when he won those 4 men's physique Olympia titles. So Jeremy and his team, they believe that he was on the right track back in 2023 when he made his comeback after 5 years. So they believe that that was a missed peak. Now most of the experts out there, they do not agree with that, simply because the standard that Jeremy set back in 2017, that was probably the epitome of men's physique, and he wasn't even close to that leading into the Olympia 2023. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.